Once again, we come to that section of the show where we put the world to rights, called Has to Go. And we're starting here. So we're kicking off this episode of Has to Go with Shaiful Risan. What's on your mind, Shaiful?
Auto taps that don't work. You know, you go to a sing in the MRT or shopping center, and instead of having that screw tap, you have that thing where it's auto, and this fuckers sometimes don't work, and it just drips, and your hand is dirty or in a rush, and then the water volume is so low, and then you put like a fucking idiot, then you tap out of frustration, and then you look stupid.
You try different angles.
At least make them work, or at least just bring it back. If your argument is save water, it's a bit bullshit also. Some of these screw taps you can adjust, or you can at least have the press taps, let the water flow for a bit, and after 6 seconds it stops. You know, you don't have to have these auto taps. It's a waste of time. What do you think?
No, I think it's an extension of dysfunctional hand dryers. You know how many times you go to the bathroom and the hand dryer don't work?
Yes.
It's just an extension of that.
Sorry, have you ever seen that because auto taps don't work, I've seen some guys who actually wash their hands at the urinal.
Huh?
Like after you pee, right? Then the urinal will flush, right? Then they just put their hands there.
Okay. Some experience some terrible stuff. Getting blocked from tables by old ladies and people washing their hands. Extraordinary.
So you must have a terrible time going on.
My God, Xiong,
That's why you ended up the way you ended up?
No, yeah. No, I really did see some guys actually just wash their hands. Might as well, because like you say, sometimes maybe the tap don't work. Then since they are already paying.
I hate to ask this, but what race were they?
I mean Chinese,
Okay.
So you are trying to say that Chinese cannot detect, right?
No. The Indian guy will never do this kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, just have some screw taps or some press taps that go off after 5 seconds instead of wasting money and people's patience on auto taps that don't work. So, without further ado, auto taps that don't work has to go.
Right. People were asked patronizing all these questions.
Yes. There's this very powerful Marvel character called Captain Obvious. Right. So
anyhow, sir, I never heard of Captain Obvious.
Have you all met people who ask very patronizing and obvious questions?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
For example, when I go home, right, and then I'll go into the lift, and then I together with my neighbor, then my neighbor say, "Hey, just reach home."
He said, "No, I just died on the ECP. You're looking at a ghost."
So
no. Yeah. When you play golf, and then you hit the ball, then your people will say, "Not enough." Of course, I know it's not enough. Right?
Or like I'm at the food court queuing for food. Then my friend asked me, say, "Hey, having your lunch?" Then it's like, "What am I using queuing for food for what? For fun?" Right? So I think and Chinese people are the best people in asking these patronizing and obvious questions.
Small talk, right?
Yeah, small talk that doesn't they have no intention to act on that. For example, my neighbor asked, "Hey, jiapa wei, like have you eaten?" It's like even if I'm not eaten, then are you going to buy me food? Why bother to ask that kind of questions?
Just like, how are you?
No, then just how about you? How are you? Then just ask the how are you. Then what do you need to ask me whether have I eaten? Have I eaten equals to how are you?
Because, okay, I'm telling you about your culture now, right? I've noticed that in Chinese culture, you all show love through food. Like my mother-in-law, I can always tell her mood by if she gives me food or the way she serves the food to me.
Does she give you food with a pitiful look or something like, "Oh, pity for you"? Or...
No, if she just serves me the food and I don't have to go to the kitchen to get it or whatever, then I know she's in a good mood with me that day. You all show affection through food.
Yeah, but you don't have to ask jiapa wei, have you eaten?
No, but you're then supposed to say chupariao.
Yeah.
Then okay lah.
Yeah, I find if you want to ask people how are you, just ask how are you. Don't ask those other patronizing questions or obvious questions.
Oh man, this man is harsh, man. Let's just be nice.
So go straight to the point. So any person who look at me and saw me and ask patronizing questions or obvious questions, this person has to go.
Jesus, I tell you, man.
Not so bad.
We've come to a has to go. That's from yours truly. And I don't know if you've all heard about the Russell Brand saga. Apparently, he was a naughty boy. about 20 years ago, pressuring women, doing unscrupulous things. And it might well be true. But what I don't quite understand is, why did these women wait over 20 years? Only after he becomes famous, dare I say, become a bit anti-establishment, do suddenly we hear about all of these things that men have done. Do you think it's true, or do you think it's a bit suspicious that they always then bring these allegations after the men are like quite high up?
We are at the height of cancel culture. I don't know about you guys, but some of us in this chat have been cancelled before
Yes.
for being outspoken, being dudes, and just for expressing manly emotions. As for Russell Brand particularly, he's always been a genius actor, but yes, you're correct. In recent years, he's been very anti-establishment, very anti-COVID vaccine, etc., etc. And there is a pattern, and it's been done to a lot of people as well. The moment they go anti-establishment, then suddenly there's a cancel culture narrative. He's sexist, he's this, he's that, he's racist. I find it very suspicious because of the timing of everything.
Yeah.
And also people, particularly men who are at a certain level of maybe fame, recognition, or even money.
Easy targets.
They are easy targets because if Russell Brand's an ugly nobody, no one's just a guy being a guy, nonsense, whatever, no one's going to give a shit. Because you can't bring down a person who is already down. So
he cannot cancel even when he's not popular.
Correct.
Yeah, I got cancelled on the first week of my comedy.
Both of us, right?
Oh, but that means we are something. Think about it. You see, we can't cancel you.
You are something.
We were somebody to get cancelled the first
You
week.
cancel.
Okay, quick, what they call it, caveat. We've been semi-cancelled on certain circles because we're women again. No, this might sound a bit controversial, but if you want to bring a man down, like Al Capone, for example, right? Get a woman. They're always the first ones to bring any man down. So you know that there's something with Russell Brand. They didn't go for his taxes. They didn't go for any of his business dealings. They went straight to get a woman to bring him down. It's always one of the first ones.
So the woman is cancelling him by accusing him of like sexual crimes, is it? Or
Yes.
what?
Yeah, I mean, all of his deals have been pulled, right?
But the thing is, right, the reason why you started off this whole segment by asking why is it that only the famous men get this kind of accusation, right? It's just that the people who are not famous who get into this kind of trouble, you will never hear about it.
Yeah.
Which is why you think that only famous men get into this kind of trouble.
Like us. Yes. But the phenomenon is the same.
yeah. No, and it's a consequence of Me Too. I think when the Me Too movement started, it was important, but it has become a bastardization.
During the Me Too movement,
It probably didn't matter. I mean, he's written many books about how promiscuous he was, but he's a very engaging man. Women threw themselves at him.
Yeah, he's from a straight man to another, but he's a charming guy.
Yes,
so I wouldn't
very.
be surprised if women
And
treated
he
him.
conquered. He said he had hundreds of women. So he's always letting it be known he's a hell of a playboy.
Yeah.
So even if he did this, it's hard to tell if he's really guilty.
So I'm quite similar to Russell Brand, so that women throw themselves at him. For me, it's women throw themselves away from me.
Okay. You can still get cancelled for that.
bro.
Oh, is it?
For a Chinese guy in Singapore,
Yeah.
to not have women throw themselves at you, it's quite an achievement, bro.
That was a burn, man. That was a burn.
Yeah, the upper echelon of
God
society.
damn.
Molten burn, bro. White flame.
Usually, I have to take out my wallet in order for a woman to throw themselves at me. And then they end up, they saw that I'm cash free.
So all I'm going to say in conclusion is, women who decide to reveal that men have been naughty 20 years after the event, and when that man has become famous, you and all people like you, my grandma's gone off. She has to go. Thanks so much for watching the Unfiltered podcast. Remember to hit that notification bell, subscribe, and most importantly, like is that really helps our channel to grow. We'll see you again real soon.